Good morning, little chefs. How are you today? It's a cold and rainy morning, so I thought we would make a special recipe called counting soup. You will need a bowl to put your soup in. You will need a spoon for scooping and stirring. You will need a whisk for, you might not need a whisk, but you might need a whisk, so grab a whisk. I'm going to need a whisk. You will need a knife, a kid knife. This is my nylon knife. You will need to choose 3 vegetables that you like and that you will eat. Okay? So I have chosen peas and corn and a carrot. 3 vegetables. Okay? Then you're going to need some rice, already cooked rice, and some kind of protein. And in our house, chickpeas are a favorite protein. But you can use a different kind of bean if you like black beans or red beans, pinto beans. Some people eat chicken, some people eat turkey. There's all kinds of choices. So you can talk with your adult about what kind of protein will work best for you. Okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put our bowl right in front of us. I've got my workspace right here, and it's kind of crowded. So I'm going to scoot some things out of the way because I don't want my workspace to be crowded. I'll scoot this stuff up here. I want to make sure that everything I need is right where I can reach it. So my empty bowl is going to hold my carrot. And the first thing I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to cut my carrot into little pieces. So I'll cut off the edges, the ends, okay? And then I'm going to cut my carrot just as much as I think I'm going to eat. I'm not going to eat the whole carrot because I have so many other foods. And then I'm going to take, your adult might help you with that so that it works a little bit more easily. I'm going to take my chef knife, and remember, you're going to hold it like you mean it. This is not a toy, this is a tool. And you're going to cut your carrots into little pieces. Little pieces. And this is going to take some time. You're going to have to stick with it. One of them fell. Here it is. Sometimes carrots fly around. They're sometimes hard to keep right where we're working. So you have to be patient with your carrot. But if you stick with it, you will find that you'll have just what you need. I hope you're having a great day today. This is the kind of soup that you can make for lunch or dinner or a snack. You can make it for your family. Okay, now it's time to get your bowl and your spoon. And the recipe requires someone who knows how to count. So you're going to put in 1 spoon of carrots, 2 spoons of corn, 1, 2. We're going to do 3 spoons of rice. You get to pick how many spoons of each thing you do because you're the chef and you're the person who's going to be eating counting soup today. 3 spoons of rice, 4 spoons of beans, chickpeas in my case, 1. Can you count with me? 2, 3, 4. And how many spoonfuls of peas do you think we're going to have? You're right. We're going to have 5 spoons of peas. Let's count those out together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I almost put in 6 because I was having so much fun. I'm going to stop at 5. You might decide you actually do want 6 spoons of peas. And if you will eat 6 spoons of peas, then you should put 6 spoons of peas into your counting soup. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our spoon and give it a gentle stir. We want to stir this all around. You know, this doesn't look like soup to me. Does it look like soup to you? No, that's because we need to add the broth. The wet liquid part of a soup is called a broth. So we're gonna make that right now. I'm gonna scoot these things over so that I have room to make my broth. Now, every family has a different way of eating broth or using broth. So some broths come in a liquid already made. Some broths come in a powder. Some broths come in a little cube, and other broths come in a paste. So at my house, we have a powder broth. This is dried vegetables. And do you know what? My sister, Ada May, made this for me. I'll take this out. This little thing right here, this is called it's called dry. And it keeps the moisture out of here so that it doesn't get yucky. So I'll move my dry to the side. And I'll show you, there's my broth. And it's not soup yet, but wait till you see what happens. All right, I have here a bowl of really hot water. So you need to make sure that you're being an extra safety kid and you're not touching your really hot water, okay? So here's my hot water. Here's my broth, it's a powder. Whoop, there's a timer going off in my house. It's not for soup though. I'm gonna do uno. I'm gonna do 3. Dos. Una más. Oh, there's a little moisture in my broth, so you can see I'm kind of making it. All right, Trace. Now, this is all chunky, so I'm gonna use my whisk to stir it up. Now, normally you hear me say, use a gentle stir. You don't want to do a crazy stir here, but this isn't a gentle stir either. I want to make sure that the broth stays in the container because I don't want it to burn me. And I'm going to stir it for a while. Woo! My hand is kind of tired. I'm going to take a little break, give it a little rest. And now that I have more energy, I'm going to start again because I really want this to be, mixed well. And I see that it is. Now, since my broth is a powder, I'm going to leave it in there for a few moments so that all the powder can soak up the water, okay? I'm thinking about my soup, and I think that maybe I'd like to add some seasonings to it. So shall we go over to the spice drawer? I'm going to take out some pepper and some garlic, okay? Let's check it out. Let's see, I'll bring you with me so you can see the spice jar also, or the drawer also. And we can look in here and we can see, look at all these different spices. Now, you want to be careful what you choose because these are all going to add a flavor. And I'm going to choose garlic and pepper. It's cayenne pepper. I have Jaden here with me now, and he is totally a chef. You should have seen what he made for dinner last night. Anyways, I think that's all I'm going to add today, but you might have some other spices that you like, and you can add them to your soup. Because you know what the chef gets to do, right? Chef gets to choose. So while I'm waiting for my broth to absorb itself, I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to gently add. I don't want to add too much because if I add too much, it's not going to taste very good. So I have my garlic powder, and remember, garlic powder is not as strong as fresh garlic. Fresh garlic can be a little bit spicy. It can be really strong. It's delicious, but maybe strong for kids. And this is cayenne pepper. And this is spicy. And I know some kids who really like spicy food. Thinking about Evelyn right now. She's watching this. A lot of times in your broth, there'll be a lot of salt. And so you don't need to add salt to your soup. However, in my broth, there's no salt. So I'm going to grab my salt dish. And I'm going to put a small pinch of salt in, and then I'm going to give my soup, which is not soup yet, a gentle stir. Oh man, let's smell it. Oh, it smells really good. Okay, now, did you want to smell it, Jaden?
No.
Okay. Now we're gonna give this one last stir because I wanna make sure that it's all together. And you'll need an adult to help you out. By now, my broth is not super hot. It's just warm. And that's how I want it for you. I don't want it super hot for you. I want it warm for you so that you don't burn your tongue. Now, nothing inside my soup was hot. It was all cold. And in fact, my peas and my corn were frozen. So when I put this hot broth on there, it's going to cool down because it's mixing with the cool flavors. And here you are, a nice, warm, cozy bowl of counting soup. Should we give it a taste? Yes, I think we better give it a taste. All right, we're going to do it. First, I like to always smell to make sure. It does smell really good. That's yummy. Just the perfect amount of spiciness. Do you know, I think it could use a tiny bit more salt. You need to be careful when you add more salt because once you put it in, you can't get it out. So a little bit more salt for mine because it didn't have salt in my broth. That's delicious. Now, in my freezer, I had some cornbread. So I put it in the oven to warm it up, and I'm going to serve cornbread with counting soup today. It's going to be delicious. I hope that you have a great day and that you're able to be cozy with your family, that you can read some books, and you can look for ways to help other people. Okay? I love you. Adios, amigos.